Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a timeless love reading for the sign of Virgo, and we are going to look at your energy, Virgo, and the person you are connected to. And we're going to get started with some animal spirit cards for your energy, Virgo. And really quickly, I just wanted to wish you guys a happy birthday season. All my readings are timeless, but I'm filming this one at the start of Virgo season, so just wanted to throw that out there really quickly. Happy birthday to all my Virgos. But let's go ahead and get started with some animal spirit cards for your energy, Virgo. What are you in right now when it comes to this connection? So we have the shark is the first energy that came out on the cut, and the shark is all about something lurking that needs to be exposed, something that needs to come to light. And we also have on the other side the cheetah. So this is divine masculine energy. So, expansive, going for the things that you want. Yeah, just being an active participant in your life and like going out and doing things. I should also say really quickly that if you find that you resonate with the other side, that's very possible because spirit, energy is fluid, all of that stuff. But you'll know if this reading is for you, if it resonates with you and your story. So thank you. On this cut, we have the zebra. So whenever I see the zebra, this is a lot about transformation and learning to be comfortable in your own skin. Zebra personalities are true individuals and learning to be proud in their stripes. I also see here, the symbol for fire, and fire is all about transformation. And this transformation is happening in the zebra's third eye here. So I feel like, there is a sense of awakening here for whoever this first person's energy is. It may be your person's. Again, we'll know more soon. Thank you, Spirit, for whoever this first energy is. What energy are they in? On this cut, we have the starfish. So, right away I'm thinking this is more your person's energy, but starfish personalities can be a little superficial, a little vain maybe, very creative. People like to be around them, but maybe a little bit shallow. So I don't think you're shallow, Virgo. I feel like this might be your person's energy, but let's see what ends up on the bottom of the deck here for whoever this person is. Ooh, we have the fish. So the fish energy is, somebody who kind of gets swept up in the current of life, maybe has a short attention span, who loves to stay busy and, likes to keep themselves busy. Well, let's see what comes out on the shuffle. All right, thank you, Spirit. Let's get a deeper look at whoever's energy this is, either Virgo or their person. What animal spirit card best represents their energy right now when it comes to this connection? Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, the lamb. So the lamb energy is all about focusing on your inner peace. It's kind of like an innocent energy. Jesus was a lamb and all of that. So, very caring energy, but the biggest message with the lamb is peace. So I feel like if this is you, Virgo, that you're very much focusing on your own sense of inner peace right now. With all those other cuts, I feel like you know that something needs to be exposed, or you need to expose the truth about something here. But we'll look in the book and see what the lamb has to say. I think Earth is, yeah, here it is. Here we go. The lamb, peaceful, prophetic, and patient. So the lamb is the bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. Lamb energy is the honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Though the lamb's message may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. So, yeah, it seems like you're, entering a state of calm if this is you again, and just kind of letting, I want to say like messages from spirit come through. I feel like you're picking up more on the sensitivities as they're becoming, clearer and clearer to you. That the universe is constantly giving us signs and messages, and all you really have to do is pay attention. So I feel like, again, you're focusing on your inner peace and opening yourself up more to these messages that spirit is trying to send you, right? Well, let's go ahead and look at your person's energy, or this other person's energy. Again, it might be you that comes out next, but let's see. So on this cut, we have the lizard. So the lizard makes me think of 12th house energy. So somebody who is very attuned, very in tune, but might be a little overwhelmed by big crowds and likes to take alone time for themselves. And they need that to kind of like recharge. Let's see what else comes out. For Virgo's person, please, spirit. Ooh, we have the fire ant. So the fire ant talks about, one feeling a little aggressive, feeling a little bit fired up and like agitated, right? But it's also about really rigid thinking, and like stewing over something, stewing over a connection. So this could be your person. They might be stewing over you, or you might be stewing over them. I'm going to say this a million times, but again, take it how it resonates. Thank you, Spirit. Virgo's person. What energy are they in? We have the cheetah again, so more divine masculine energy. I mean, this cheetah is also running, so the fact that this came out for both of you makes me think that maybe you're both kind of running away from each other right now, and sort of kind of focusing on expanding your own world, your own outer world, I should say. Focusing on building lasting foundations, on maybe on your career. A lot of matrix things, if that makes sense. I'm gonna do one more cut. Thank you, Spirit. One more cut for the second energy here. Ooh, we have the golden egg. So this is all about heart chakra openings, heart chakra activations, connecting to your inner truth and, learning to be authentic and live from the heart, pretty much. Let's see what ends up on the bottom. Thank you, Spirit, for whoever the second energy is. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, the octopus. So the octopus energy to me gives a lot of chaser energy. This is somebody who lacks direction in some senses, and also has trouble with boundaries and maintaining boundaries. So whoever the second person is, I feel like they're having a hard time maintaining their own boundaries or violating yours. If you resonate with being this lamb person, this lamb is earth energy, so you are also an earth sign. This is water energy, so this is somebody who's in kind of like a dark place. You can see the squid is sort of in a dark place emotionally, right? Surrounded by darkness. But they're also like connecting the dots here. Octopi are very intelligent creatures. But yeah, so whoever the second person is, they're having trouble keeping up their boundaries or, not violating yours if you resonate with being this lamb person. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get a closer look at this second person's energy. What animal spirit card best, encapsulates what energy they are currently in when it comes to this connection? Thank you, Spirit. The second person. Ooh, the hawk. So this is air energy. So air placements could be significant here. On the bottom, we have the wolf here. So the wolf is a pack animal. And whenever the wolf comes up for me, I get the sense that, whoever this hawk person is may be really heavily influenced by other people in their life that they're close to, their family, their friends, because wolves like to follow the pack. They're also, ritualistic in nature. And sometimes they can be a little dogmatic, or if you're not following in line, then you're doing something wrong. So again, we have that rigid thinking aspect that came up with the fire ant. But the hawk is all about keeping a higher perspective, and I don't know why I can hardly talk right now. Maybe you guys are not really communicating or having trouble communicating if you guys aren't in any kind of no contact situation. But the hawk also talks about, message. He's there, whatever. I don't gender anything, but the hawk is a messenger of divinity. So again, signs from spirit are coming through, and I think it seems like they're coming through for both of you. With the Lamb person, it's like an inner knowing, like, you know, finding your center and letting information come to you intuitively, naturally. For the Hawk, it's a little more active, I feel. Maybe spirit's a little more in this Hawk person space, but I feel like you're both kind of, you know, having awakenings of some sort here. Let's go ahead and read what the Hawk is all about. It's like near the end of this suit, I should say. So high up on the food chain, so a spiritual kind of powerhouse in a way. We'll see. But anyway, Hawk, watchful, all-seeing messenger of divinity. So the sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. So, again, you know, messages from spirit. It is said that, oh, I said that already. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. So yeah, it's very interesting. I feel like, again, you guys are both upgrading and elevating in your own ways, and finding or becoming more aware of truth, divine truth. Very interesting. Again, it's hard for me to tell right here who is who. I feel like the Lamb, maybe you, just because I feel like intuitive knowing and inner calmness and stuff is a very, you know, feminine energy trait. And the hawk seems more masculine in its delivery of things, and not many masculines watch tarot. And again, I'm not gendering anybody because energy is energy and energy knows no gender. So we're gonna get a little deeper look into this Lamb person with some oracle cards. So thank you, Spirit. Let's look deeper into this Lamb person, please, when it comes to this connection. So we have breaking point on this end. So whoever this Lamb is, they've definitely reached a breaking point, and maybe that's why they're trying to find a sense of inner calm again, just as a way to calm the outer chaos in a way. On this side, we have nourish, so self-growth, self-healing, focusing on yourself, that sort of stuff. Let's see what else comes out. Thank you, Spirit. This Lamb person. This Lamb person. What else do we have? Ooh, we've got exhaustion. So you're probably very exhausted from this connection, feeling drained. I mean, you had that fire ant stuff coming out before, so agitated. You're stewing on this connection, and it's kind of hard for you to let it go, even though you're trying to, you know, maintain your sense of inner balance or find it again if you're still, you know, at this breaking point and just trying to recover and find your inner sense of stillness again. What else we got for this Lamb person, Spirit? Ooh, we have pride. So arrogance, ego, and stubborn. So you may be very stubborn in this connection right now. Maybe you let your pride get in the way a little bit when it comes to this connection. Or your pride was wounded in some way by this hawk person. I'm gonna do one more. Thank you, Spirit, for our Virgo viewer for this Lamb energy. I think you're the Lamb. Ooh, we have withdrawn. So you're definitely holding back from this hawk person. Single, lonely, and solitary. I'm sorry if you're feeling lonely, but solitary is good for inner peace. And I feel like, again, that is the big theme for the Lamb person right now, working on cultivating a sense of inner peace. Let's go ahead and see what ends up on the bottom of the deck for you. Thank you, Spirit, for this Lamb person, please. Ooh, elusive. So this talks about dishonesty, deception, and trickery. So you may feel like And I'm not saying you are elusive or dishonest if this is your energy, but I'm saying that you feel like this hawk person has been elusive or dishonest with you in some way, shape, or form. But thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and look deeper into this lamb person's energy, please. When it comes to this connection, this lamb person's energy, please, Spirit. One. I like to get 5. 2. Some very specific cards want to come out. 3. 2 more, please, Spirit. 2 more cards, please, for our Virgo viewers' energy, please, Spirit. Thank you very much. Do one more little zhuzh here. Thank you, Spirit. 2 more, please, for this lamb person. 2 more for this lamb person's energy when it comes to this connection. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. One more. One more, please. Oh, it came out. Thanks, Spirit. So on the bottom, we have pain. So whoever this lamb person is, definitely feeling a sense of pain, apprehensive, afraid, cautious. So if you guys aren't talking, I feel like, you're kind of afraid to approach this hawk person. Let's see what all came out. We have curse, intuition, bluff, hopeless, and apology. So very interesting here. So I feel like whoever this lamb person is, on the one hand, they're learning again to tap into their intuition, that sense of inner knowing, a calmness that center that the lamb represents. But there's a lot of interesting things here. We have curse. So if this is a cycle that you find you keep repeating over and over in your relationships and your connections, you can feel, cursed in a way. So curse to me is indicative of, again, repeating cycles that you haven't yet been able to break free from. And we have bluff here. So again, the sense of dishonesty, of not being very forthright here. We have pretending, mask, and exaggeration. So maybe this lamb person is your person and this hawk person is you. Again, take it how it resonates. But whoever this lamb person is, they're definitely masking right now. They're not being completely transparent or very honest with this hawk person. And they're definitely feeling hopeless, sinking despair, falling apart. So there's definitely a sense of needing to cultivate a sense of inner peace with this lamb person. I feel like, again, they're leaning into it. They're starting to awaken to their intuition and, learn to calm the noise in their head. But they're definitely, not being completely honest. I feel like this lamb is your person and you're the hawk. And whoever this lamb person is, they know that they need an apology or that they need to apologize for whatever went down between you two. Very interesting. And then we have confessions under pain here on on the on the underside of the deck. So very interesting. So this lamb person definitely did something to upset this hawk person. They were not, very honest, I think, with this hawk person. Um, and they know that they've done something wrong or that they weren't completely honest because they know that they owe this hawk person an apology. So now let's look deeper into this hawk person. Let's see what energy comes out for them. Thank you, Spirit. Let's look into this hawk person's energy, please, for this connection. We have fantasy. So whoever this hawk person is, definitely fantasizing about this lamb person. We have pain still on the other side. So I feel like this hawk person is, feeling pain as well. You both are feeling pain about whatever went on between you. Let's see what else comes out for this hawk person, please, Spirit. Ooh, chemistry. So this hawk person definitely feels a spark, a draw to this lamb person. There's an attraction there for sure. So even if you guys aren't really communicating right now, I feel like this hawk person still has feelings for this lamb person. What else we got? Ooh, but we also have cloudy judgment, very Seven of Cups energy, illusions, unbalanced, distorted. So I feel like, you know, if you are this hawk person, if you're resonating with this hawk person, you're not really seeing this lamb person very clearly, maybe because, you know, they haven't been honest with you. But sometimes, you know, when we have these really strong connections, it's really hard to see red flags through rose colored glasses, right? So I feel like, you know, this chemistry might be clouding your judgment a little bit because maybe you're so caught up in the feelings of, you know, when you guys are together or when this lamb person is, you know, actually trying to be part of your life in some way. Um, there is a spark, there is chemistry, but that's not always conducive to a real solid relationship because again, you know, you're wearing these rose colored glasses and you're not seeing the truth of this person. And they're not showing you the truth either because, again, we have this bluff card. So they have not been very honest with you. Remember, we had that shark energy too, which is, you know, needing to reveal something, something dark coming to the light. So I feel like this lamb person definitely has something to expose to this hawk person. And it could be this apology or why they feel the need to apologize to you. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what ends up on the bottom of the deck for this hawk person, please, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Confusion. So uncertain, unsure, unclear, cloudy judgment. So whoever this hawk person is, you know, they're confused by this lamb person. They don't feel like they're really seeing the full picture. And I think that's by design. This lamb person doesn't want you to see past their mask here. Interesting. All right, thank you, Spirit. Let's look deeper into this hawk person's energy, please, for our Virgo collective. This hawk person's energy. Two. This hawk person's energy, please, Spirit. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So on the bottom for this hawk person, we have releasing. So I feel like you. I feel like this is you. I feel like you are the hawk now for sure. But this hawk person is letting go of this lamb person. They know that they need to, you know, walk away and focus on themselves, you know, balancing again that masculine energy that came out, the cheetah energy. The cheetah is also the sun. So you're focusing on, you know, your own happiness. And sometimes you know that you have to walk away from something that's not treating you right because it's not going to lead you to your full happiness. If you stick around and stay, you're just going to continue to repeat cycles here, right? And you're never going to really get the chance to grow because you're, you know, dimming your own light and what you actually want for, in the hopes, I should say, that, you know, you could maybe bring this lamb person back. But I think they still have a lot of healing to do, this lamb person. um, Again, they're starting to tap into their intuition. They're starting to, you know, calm their inner world so they can be more receptive to, again, messages from spirit. You, on the other hand, you are getting messages in a much clearer, direct way with this hawk energy. Again, the hawk is keeping a higher perspective on things. It's not getting, you know, muddled down in the nitty gritty of the feelings. You're starting to rise above that and see things for how they actually are. And you know, that's allowing you to get to a place where you can really release and let go of attachment to this lamb person, so you can, again, be that cheetah and elevate your own life, um, by doing the things that you know you need to do for yourself. So we have releasing. We also have withdrawn here. So single, solitary, lonely. Um, and I feel like that came up for the lamb person too, right? So you guys are both withdrawn from each other. So I don't see you guys being in contact right now, but I do see that you are longing for this person still, despite the fact that you know you need to walk away. You're still kind of craving them and craving their energy, craving their attention here, and that's normal. Um, if you resonate with a counterpart journey or a twin flame. And I only say that because the twin flame card also came out for this hawk person. So this hawk person feels like, this lamb person is their twin flame, the second half of their soul, a mirror to them. And it's wonderful in a way that both of you again are elevating in your own ways. I think this hawk person is, much further along than this lamb person. Lambs are, a lot more docile. They're not apex predators, right? So spiritually, I feel like this lamb person is a little um not as developed, right, as this hawk who is again higher on the food chain, so a higher kind of spiritual at a higher spiritual level, right? Um but that's not to say that this has been easy at all or walking away is easy, and I know that it's not. But you've reached your breaking point, or you are reaching a breaking point here with this connection. And it's also leading you to have a bunch of realizations about, you know, what the purpose of this connection might be, or how, it's triggering your shadow aspects and things that you need to kind of transmute and heal and alchemize, and, you know, use that to, crystallize, right, and catalyze and upgrade yourself. So yeah, I feel like you are definitely this hawk person now that more has come to light in a way, right? So you feel like this lamb person is your twin flame, um, and yet you know that you can't sit around and wait for them to change, especially because they're not being honest with you. They're bluffing. They're not, being forthright. Um, and they're feeling hopeless about this connection too. They're not having a good time. It's not like they're out partying with friends or, anything of that nature. I think they are again starting to lean into this intuition and tap into it. And again, they know they owe you an apology for something. If they stopped connecting with you really suddenly, if they ghosted you or withdrew, um, they know exactly what they're doing. Be like, "Oh, I was just so busy," when they come back, and I'm sure they will, as long as you continue to do your work of healing and elevating and again crystallizing and continuing to have these realizations and these awakenings that spirit is sending you signs and downloads about for. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like you're both kind of going through a tough time right now. You especially, you've reached this breaking point, but I think you've reached, the point where you start building yourself back up from. And if you do resonate with being, a twin flame or a divine counterpart and a divine feminine, which again, I imagine most people who watch tarot videos are divine feminines. Again, not gendered, but energy. But part of that process is hitting rock bottom, hitting your breaking point. So, it happened to me. Your heart breaks open, that golden egg, right? That heart opening. And you have to really like purge all of the really, really deep seated, negative thought patterns and shadows that we accumulate throughout life without even really being consciously aware because of our families or, maybe past life experiences that leave an imprint and leave a mark. even when we think we've healed, and this happened to me too, like I thought I had healed to a point, and then I met my twin flame, my counterpart, who I believe to be my counterpart. And when he left the first time, because he's been back multiple times, um, it was heartbreaking. I mean, I really, the one time before this was the most heartbreaking and heart opening, but it allowed me to purge all of those things that I'd been holding on to and that I wasn't even aware that I was holding on to. But yeah, the longing doesn't stop. The feeling lonely doesn't stop. I mean, it does after a certain point, but when you're in this section of your awakening journey or ascension journey, it's really, really tough. And I can see that for you. Again, you're at your breaking point, but you have to reach rock bottom in order to come back up, right? So, I'm going to say keep staying aware, keep your eyes open, trust your own intuition too when it comes to messages from spirit, because with this hawk energy, I get the sense that you're definitely starting to see more and more signs and synchronicities, maybe angel numbers or songs on the radio or, anything, a bird flying by your window. It could be, because it's a bird. But anyway, it could be anything. It could be anything. And if you keep following that path, if you stay strong in your own boundaries and release the attachment that you hold for this lamb person, you're going to continue to elevate and grow. And if you do hope to attract this person back into your life someday, the more you grow and heal and elevate, the more and more magnetic you become to this person and to other people who might help serve you or help you elevate more in your own journey here. So very, very interesting, Virgo. We're going to go ahead and look into this lamb person. Again, I feel like it's your person with tarot now. So we're going to get a deeper insight. And if you've made it this far, if this reading has resonated with you, please consider, liking and commenting and subscribing. It helps my channel grow. And yeah, I love to hear from you guys, and I'm trying to build a community here of like-minded souls, my soul tribe and all that. So yeah, if this resonates with you, if you're here this long, please consider liking and subscribing. That would really help me a lot. Thank you. So this lamb person, please, Spirit, let's look deeper into their energy. So right away, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this person is feeling, this is that hopeless energy that came out before, right? They're feeling left out in the cold, abandoned, like broken in a way. And then the other energy that came out was the Hermit. So this energy I feel like is causing the Hermit energy, which is this energy of withdrawal, right? But not for the sake of withdrawal. It's for the sake of self-reflection and growth. So I feel, and again, this intuition, I feel like this lamb is very, now that I'm seeing them together, I feel like the lamb is very much the Hermit energy, cultivating inner peace and, leaning into intuition and letting messages from spirit again come through in order to help this person grow and elevate in their own way. So yeah, they're feeling abandoned, they're feeling a little broken, hopeless, but it's causing them to do some self-reflection here. Thank you, Spirit. Let's keep looking into this lamb person's energy, please. What else do you have for us for this lamb person, for our Virgo's person? I'm pretty sure at this point. We have the Ace of Cups. So I see a new emotional beginning, or at least that they want to have a new emotional beginning with you, with this hawk person. Maybe after this period of reflection and growth, they will try to reach out and have a new emotional beginning with you. That does happen if this is a twin flame connection. And, you'll likely be like, oh, I'm never going to hear from them again. They might get into third party situations, as speaking from personal experience, and you're like, fuck, they're never going to come back. They're with this other person. And lo and behold, my person came back still. So this is not a connection, if this is a twin flame connection, that you can really fight necessarily. Now, the lamb person may try to bury it and distract themselves from it and do everything but reach out and try to make things equal, right? If they're still in this runner energy, this withdrawal energy, right? But there is no shaking it. There is no forgetting on either end. It's just not possible. We have the High Priestess here. So this is, again, reflective of this intuition card. So I feel like this lamb person is certainly learning to tap into their intuition more. But this is also, again, energy of holding back. This is withdrawal. This is not, this is a sense of knowing without having to say anything. But it's also secrets. So I feel like this is also reflective of this bluff card. This person has not been completely forthright with you about how they're feeling. And they're still holding back. They're not coming forward yet. Let's do one more cut, please, Spirit, for this lamb person. Ooh, we have the Page of Cups. So, this is emotions, right? Cups are emotions. Page of Cups is a little bit of immature energy, but they are a daydreamer. They want to follow their heart. They want to stay open to creativity and stuff. Page of Cups is also very intuitive, just like the High Priestess. All the court cards in the tarot of the cups. I can't talk. I'm still having trouble. All of the cups people are very intuitive, very creative, very in touch with their emotions. Very much want to focus on following their heart. But again, this is a little bit immature energy because pages are really young. So there could be an age difference between you two. You could feel like this lamb person's a little emotionally immature when it compared to you. And I'm going to say you're probably right. Let's see what comes up on the bottom for this lamb person, please, Spirit. For this lamb person, for our Virgos. Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is about clinging really tightly to something. So your person could be very focused on trying to build a stable foundation for themselves in the material world. This guy has money on his mind, on his heart, and under his feet here. So definitely, trying to cling to material security or trying to find it. So much so that perhaps it's a little isolating for them because if you look here, this person is completely removed from the city in the background. So yeah, but I feel like this is also representative of them still clinging on to the connection with you because pentacles are, yes, the material world in a lot of ways, but they're the physical things. So things that bring you physical pleasure, comforts, and also relationships, also connections. And again, not in an emotional way, but just the physical aspect of being together. So I feel like, this lamb person is still clinging on to you as well. That's probably why they feel hopeless too, because they're still clinging on to you, even though you've withdrawn from them and you're focusing on elevating yourself with all these realizations and epiphanies that you're going through. And again, I know it's not easy because you are longing for this person, you do miss this person, and it's pushing you again to your breaking point, but it's all for your highest good so you can continue to awaken and have these epiphanies and realizations about what Spirit is trying to tell you. So yeah, let's see what comes out for this lamb person. Thank you, Spirit. Let's look deeper into this lamb person's energy, please. This lamb person's energy, please, Spirit. This lamb person's energy, please. We have the Hermit again. Ooh, the Moon here. One more, please, Spirit. Zhuzh them up a little bit. One more card, please, Spirit, for this lamb person, for our Virgos. Thank you, Spirit. One more card, please, for this lamb person. Page of Swords. So on the bottom of the deck for this Lamb person, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So somebody who is working on improving themselves, right? Trying to level up, improve a skill. Again, we have Pentacles, so very focused on their physical world. But yeah, they're trying to improve. They're trying to build themselves up with the Eight of Pentacles. So for the tarot pull, sorry, my cards are a little all over the place, but we have the Hermit, and interestingly enough, it popped out in reverse here. And we also have, even though it was upright when I showed it to you, and then we have the Moon in reverse. So the Hermit in reverse is all about kind of returning to society in a way after spending time in self-reflection. So your person could be, again, awakening and trying to make their way back to you, even if it's kind of slowly. Give me a second. I'm going to grab my tarot notebook and see what else the Hermit in reverse is about. So 1 second. Okay, so let's see. The Hermit is number 9 here. So in reverse, okay. We have exile, loneliness, sadness, unwelcome isolation, withdrawing in unhealthy ways. It could also indicate the need to reconnect with the world and society after a period of introspection. So that's the part I was focusing on. But it seems like, this is feeling extra lonely, feeling kind of completely withdrawn from people, but not in a way that is for reflection and self-growth. It's kind of like feeling pushed away or, being isolated as a, I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but it's feeling like it's being alone, not of your own choice. It's feeling like you've been pushed out. It's feeling like you've been exiled and all of that stuff. So I feel like, your person is doing some self-reflection, but they're feeling really lonely. And that could, again, also be contributing to this hopelessness feeling that they're having. I feel like the Moon in reverse is talking about things becoming clearer to your person, to this Lamb person. The Moon is all about intuition, right? But upright, the Moon is about, so, I feel like your person is learning to tap into their intuition still. But in the upright, it talks about confusion or illusions, not seeing things very clearly. In the reverse, I feel like this is clarity, right? I feel like your person is starting to see through the illusions of their life in a way, or how they operate in the world. I'm going to look and see what I have in my notes here. So the reverse meaning here, I have overcoming fear, deception, anxiety, misunderstanding, and misinterpretation. Still can't talk. Clarity and understanding. So yeah, like I was saying, so I feel like this person is coming to understand their part in this connection and how they played their part and how it probably really hurt you, again, because we have this apology that they know they need to give you. And with the Page of Swords here, this is the third card that came out, they're definitely kind of spying on you still, maybe on social media if you guys aren't, blocked from each other. This is spying energy. This is, scoping the ground, scoping the way forward, but not taking any action, because pages are all about learning. And the Page of Swords also is good at keeping a higher perspective on things. But again, this is scoping energy. So no action. I feel like, again, they're starting to gain higher sense of understanding of things with this Lamb energy, with this tapping into their intuition, with this overcoming of the illusions and tapping into their intuition. But I feel like they're still keeping their eye on you. They're still, they're still watching. So, very interesting. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead now with a different tarot deck. We're going to look at your energy, Virgo. Thank you, Spirit, for our hawk person. What else do they have going on here? So on the cut, we have the Eight of Swords here. So feeling kind of stuck in place, like you can't move forward. So maybe you feel like, this connection has really got you stuck, maybe on negative thought patterns and stuff. Here it says, yeah, negative thoughts, self-imposed restrictions. Damn, I'm good. But yeah, this is also a prison of your own design, right? If you look here, this woman has the capacity to escape from this prison. There's a space just big enough for her to squeeze through, but she's too scared to take off this blindfold. She's a little blinded by her negative thoughts. But again, if you just open your eyes a little bit, if you see the truth of the situation, you'll see that you have a way out. We also have the Queen of Wands here. So this is feminine energy. I feel like, again, this is definitely you, now that things have kind of come out in the wash here. But this is somebody who is very charismatic, very fiery, right? Somebody who is magnetic and who goes after the things that she wants and is, again, proud of who she is. That zebra energy that came up, I'm pretty sure, for you, right? So learning to be comfortable in who she is and exert her power, by just being and existing in her authentic self. Because when you do that, right, again, you become a magnet for more and more positive interactions, more positive people, because the universe can't help but match your energy. Let's see what else comes out. Thank you, Spirit, for our Virgos. What else do we have for our Virgos? So here we have the Nine of Wands. So this is the Wounded Warrior card. I mean, again, you're at this breaking point here. You're definitely feeling a little beaten up after having gone through this long journey, right? But this is somebody who's almost at the end of their journey here, because 9 is 1 before 10 and 10 is the end of cycles, right? So this person is trying to persevere, trying to, keep pushing, even if they feel exhausted. And you can see here that behind this person, they have a wall of wands. So you may be working on your boundaries or enforcing your boundaries here with this lamb person. And it's not fun. And I don't think you're enjoying it very much because you're feeling, again, withdrawn and single and lonely and all of that. But you have your boundaries up with this lamb person. But you don't want to give up yet. You still want to keep fighting, hoping that maybe they'll come back soon. Maybe you're also starting to have realizations that this is a twin flame journey. I was trying to make a joke and say flim plane, but it didn't come out right, so I'm gonna stop that. Anyway, let's see what else comes out, please, for this hot person, for our Virgo, please. Spirit, for our Virgo collective. One more cut. The Queen of Pentacles. So you got 2 queens here, babes. So focusing on being comfortable in your own skin, just becoming magnetic, becoming that divine feminine, that people can't help but pay attention to. And you're also, working on your own sense of inner security and abundance, right? The Queen of Pentacles is all about security, inner security, and feeling comfortable in yourself. She's also very loving. She's very nurturing. She is, in my opinion, it's between her and the Queen of Cups for me, but the Queen of Pentacles is like the ultimate sort of mother figure in the tarot. So I feel like you're definitely, working on your divine feminine energy and learning to attract instead of chase, and learning to be secure in yourself and what you offer, because you know that you're one of a kind with the Queen of Wands there. So thanks, Spirit. Let's see what comes up on the bottom of the deck here for our Virgos. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, the Knight of Wands. So this is somebody who takes action and charges forward. This is also somebody who's maybe a little hot and cold, maybe, a little indecisive, not sure exactly what route to take, but they know that they need to charge forward and they're not letting anything hold them back anymore. So yeah, energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure. So I feel like, I mean, this is also reminiscent again of that cheetah energy, right? And they're both kind of running in a similar fashion. So I feel like again, you're definitely fired up and trying to push forward and charge forward in a passionate way, even though you're still feeling really sad and hurt and at your breaking point in this connection. It's kind of how it goes. Again, if this is a twin flame connection, so you're on the right path. If that resonates for you, so just keep going, keep pushing, keep growing, and growing comes with growing pains, right? But you can't get to the other side without experiencing that growth, even if it hurts. So thanks, Spirit. Let's look a little more into this hawk person's energy, please. This hawk person, who again I'm pretty sure is you now that the whole picture is coming out here. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, the Emperor. The High Priestess. Ooh, and the Star. So these are all beautiful energies. On the bottom of your deck, you have the Six of Pentacles. So this is wanting, you know, an equal give and take, a balanced relationship. That's it, equality. So you want this person to reciprocate your actions, you want them to reciprocate. Again, I'm having a hard time talking. I'm not sure why. But I feel like you're definitely working again on that, your masculine energy. And that's not a bad thing, especially if you do resonate with this hawk side and you do, you know, resonate with being a feminine. Learning to balance your inner masculine with those feminine energies that came out is paramount to this journey. So I feel like, you know, you're again learning to set strong boundaries for yourself. You're learning to step into your power and not just be the observer anymore, not just be somebody who sits back and waits for something to happen. Now you're in the energy of actively doing the work to make it happen. And that's beautiful energy. You also got the High Priestess. So I feel like there is a sense of mirroring here if this is a twin flame journey, because your person got the High Priestess on their cuts as well. So you're learning again to tap into your intuition, to be aware of the signs that Spirit is, you know, trying to give you here. But you two are holding back. You have a sacred knowing. This is also divine feminine energy, but it's more spiritual in nature than the queens or the empress are, who they're more focused on the world that we live in. But the high priestess is very in touch with the other world. So I feel like you could also be very in touch with the spiritual world. You have a sense of knowing about what this connection is with this twin flame card. And yeah, you're starting to really tap into that power and use it to fuel your growth, right? And then the last card we have for you is the Star. I cannot show you, for she is naked, but this is about healing and rejuvenation. And, you know, again, this person, I can't show you, but she's drawing water from this kind of pool here and using it to nourish the physical world. So I feel like you are tapping into, again, your intuition, into the unseen realms, right? And that's kind of helping you heal in a way. I feel like you also have some sort of North Star, some sort of guiding point. It could be work, or it could be, you know, just some sort of goal you have, but you have some sort of North Star that you're trying to follow and pursue. And it could just be your own healing. And if that's it, beautiful. But you are healing. You are healing. And it's tough if you're in this breaking point, if you're at the rock bottom of this twin flame connection, again, if that's something that resonates with you. But you're having these realizations, you're having these awakenings, you are tapping into your intuition too, and using that power again to step into your emperor energy, your divine masculine energy. And that's what's leading to your growth and healing, with the star here. So that's really, really, really beautiful energy. And if this is your story here, you are exactly where you need to be on this journey. And just keep doing that work. Keep tapping into your intuition. Um, Keep stepping into your masculine energy so you can balance that internal masculine and feminine you have going on. Follow this North Star, whatever it is. If it's your own healing and all of that, wonderful. If it's a project, wonderful. However it resonates for you. But healing is happening, even if you're in the thick of it right now. It's all working out for you, for your ultimate good in the end, right? So yeah, that's your reading, Virgo. Thank you again for being here. I know it was a little rocky in the beginning before we knew exactly who was who. But hopefully, if you found this reading, that it resonates for you. Again, if it does, please comment and subscribe. I would love that. I would love to hear from you. But we're going to end your reading here with one more piece of advice from Spirit, from the Wisdom of the Oracle Spirit deck. So thank you, Spirit. Can we please get one final piece of advice for our Virgo viewer? What advice can they leave this reading with, just to help them along on their healing journey, please, Spirit, for our Virgo viewer? A piece of advice for our Virgo viewer. Wow, a very specific piece of advice wants to come out for you. All right, Spirit. One more piece of advice, please, for our Virgo viewer. Piece of advice for our Virgo viewer, please, Spirit, for our Virgo. Higher power came out. Mending and go the distance. So, on the cut, we have go the distance. This is saying that you have the capability to go all the way. And it might feel like you don't have the resources to go on. This cheetah is running through. And then you have the cheetah twice, because the cheetah came out on your cuts for the animal deck. So keep embodying this cheetah energy, this divine masculine energy. You have the capability to go the distance, to go all the way to your goals. But it's going to take not giving up. It's going to take pushing forward, even though you're at your breaking point, you're hitting rock bottom. But you have the ability to go the distance, so go the distance. The other side that came out was mending. So you are mending again. You are healing that star energy. But your piece of advice that came out was higher power. Again, here, you can see third eye imagery. This is a key here in this angel's third eye, and it's unlocking all of the magic, all of the light that is hidden inside here. So this card talks about connecting to the higher power. The messages that you're receiving from Spirit, don't ignore them. They're very intentional, and they're designed to help you, navigate this painful rock bottom that you're going through, and it's leading to your ultimate growth. We're going to read the higher power. Fours could be significant. Fours are all about foundational energy. But we'll read it from the book, and then we will leave your reading there. So higher power. So the essential meanings here are conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, and committing to a partnership with Spirit. That could be also what this high priestess energy is talking about. Anyway, the oracle's message here is this card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul. I'm going to check my microphone real quick. Cool. It's died on me before. Anyway, you have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to Spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Wow. Ask what is the highest good for all and how can I serve? That's also a big part of the twin flame journey if you are divine feminine. It's to awaken you to your higher purpose so you can, again, serve the collective. That's what I'm doing here. Then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. So I'm going to read the relationship message here too, since this is a love reading. But here it says, it's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person, twin flame, who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. All right, my friends, I don't think it could get any clearer than that. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys again for watching. If you made it this far, this was a long reading, but I hope it resonated for you, and I appreciate you so much. And we will see you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye.